Hey guys!
I think for the concert reviews, you don't have to do the hey guys.
Oh.
Especially when we're doing this like at 12:30 in the morning. We just came back from Avenged Sevenfold, Breaking Benjamin, Bullet for My Valentine concert in Hamilton, Ontario, which is about an hour and change from where we live. So we drove an hour and change to get there, and then an hour and change to come home. And when we got home, it was ice everywhere. I tried to walk.
Doing the moonwalk.
Yeah, I tried to walk up the ramp to go get the other car, and I just slid, like standing up. I just moonwalked all the way back to the car. Anyways, this is what you get when you live in Canada.
Yeah.
Or Finland, I guess. It would be the same. So anyways, we went to see the show. It was our first time seeing Bullet for My Valentine. It was our second time seeing Breaking Benjamin. We saw them in 2016 with Disturbed.
Yeah.
And Saint Asonia in Alter Bridge at that show. And it was also the second time that we watched Avenged Sevenfold in less than a year. We saw them in July
with
Metallica
and
Volbeat. Yeah, so less than a year we watched Avenged Sevenfold, but this time they were the headliners. At that time they were opening for Metallica.
So they didn't have,
the set was not as big. They didn't have their own stage. Yeah, so it was different. So anyways, the venue, first let me start. This venue is shit.
Yeah.
All right, so this, like, they had the stage set up sideways, which was really strange the way they had the stage set up. Even M. Shadows from Avenged Sevenfold talked about it during the set, like how weird the stage was set up.
It's also echoey.
The venue was like not every song, but some songs when either the guitars, the drums, or even the voice hit a high note, it would like echo. Like it was. I gotta say, it would hurt my ears because it's just like echo, and we had earplugs. From all the venues we've been to, and we've been to a lot of different venues since we started the channel, this has got to be the worst.
Yeah. This
has got to be the worst. Sound-wise, in terms of our seats, we had really good seats. We were in the balcony. The stage was dead center. Like, we were facing the stage. Like, you couldn't get any better than that.
The only way for it to get better is you're literally right there.
Either if we were row 1, we were row 12, or if you were on the floors.
Yeah.
That's the only way it gets better. But the tickets were not bad. We paid about $70 for these seats, so there was good tickets. So anyways,
I've got to say one thing though. If the volume in the place wasn't that bad, it wouldn't have been a bad venue because it looked nice.
The venue itself, in terms of in terms of the structure itself, everything was fine. Besides the lady trying to charge us $40 for parking, when there was a guy, selling parking spots for $20 right next to her, and she asked me for $40 with a straight face. I couldn't believe that. But anyways, we're getting sidetracked here. So the venue itself is not bad in terms of how it's located, parking, all this stuff. That's not bad. It's the sound. That venue is a hockey venue. It's a hockey ring. It's not designed for like heavy metal concerts or rock concerts. You know what I mean? We saw Jeff Dunham there, but that's a comedian. It's completely different.
Yeah, he's not yelling.
Exactly. So like you're not gonna have issues. And the stage was set up different for that show too.
It was actually meant to be. Like, it was amazing, the stage for Jeff Dunham, because the stage was there and then there was so many seats.
Yeah.
And this one is just sideways, so it looks
sideways.
So
was weird. But the noise, the sound echoing. Okay, so the venue was shit. So let's get over that. Yeah. Now the bands. First time seeing Bullet for My Valentine. I must say they put on a good performance. They're very hyper, very active young guys from the UK. Really good. We knew Bullet for My Valentine going in. It's not like we don't know the band. But I was a little disappointed with their set. Not the length of the set. They only played 8 songs because they're opening for 2 other bands. Obviously, they're not going to play a lot of songs. But I was a little disappointed that they didn't play Scream, Aim, Fire, which is probably one of my favorite songs. That one and Temper Temper. Those two are like, if I had to pick my 3, let's say 4 favorite songs, they played 2 of them. They played Your Betrayal and they played Tears Don't Fall. So, but they didn't do Temper Temper and they didn't do Screaming Fire, which I was a little bit disappointed with that.
Screaming Fire?
Especially when you're only playing 8 songs, you think they would throw those 2 in because those are super popular Bullet for My Valentine songs. They didn't do those 2 songs. And because it was a short set, I was kind of disappointed because I was really hoping to see them play Scream Aim Fire live, because I would really love to see them do that song live, being our first time watching them live anyways. So once they were done, and the strobe lights, they had these strobe lights.
Oh, and I kept hitting
Oh my god, and the strobe lights were straight on to the audience. So like, if you had epilepsy, for sure you would have had a stroke. Like, you'd start like shaking, because the freaking strobe lights were constantly in your eyes. And they were like blinking, constantly blinking your eyes. It's like where you were at a rave party or something. It was insane. Like, I wasn't a big fan of that. And like I said, I wasn't a fan of their set. I thought they could have picked a much more dynamic, heavier.
They could have played their greatest.
Yeah, like the next band did. Breaking Benjamin. Second time we see Breaking Benjamin.
They played the exact same songs.
I think they played maybe one or two different, but pretty much the same set that we saw them with Disturbed 2 years ago.
And that's not, for Breaking Benjamin, that's not bad, because...
No, it's solid. That set is solid. The one thing I'll say, I was disappointed they didn't play Red Cold River, which is their new single. They just released a video this past weekend, and the single came out, I believe, a week ago or a couple of days ago. And I was hoping that they would play their regular set, but then they would say, hey, you know, by the way, now we're going to do this new song from our new album that's coming out, blah, blah. And they didn't. They stick with the old set. They did not play Red Cold River, which it was very disappointing. That was the only disappointing thing about their set.
It was disappointing, but at the same time, looking at Bullet for My Valentine, I'm like, okay, I kind of got a better deal out of Breaking Benjamin than
Breaking Benjamin's set was longer. I believe it was 12 songs. They have a medley that they do. They did this medley when we watched them with Disturbed. They did it again, where they play the soundtrack of Star Wars, you know, the song from Star Wars. Then they play a song from Tool, a little bit of a song from Tool. Then they play a little bit of Smells Like Teen Spirit from Nirvana. Mm-hmm. And then they finish it off with the riff from Walk from Pantera.
Yeah.
They did that the last time we saw them. They did that this time. This time sounded a little bit better. Last time we saw them was an outdoor venue. The sound didn't travel as good. Outdoor venues is different. Yeah. This was an indoor venue. I thought they sounded, even though the place had this horrible echo, I thought they sounded better in the indoor. The crowd was really hyped. You know, people crowd surfing, circle pits, like for Breaking Benjamin. I mean, like, the crowd was really hyped. They really had the crowd going. Yeah. And when they did the Star Wars thing and the Pantera thing, if you guys go on our Instagram page, I posted videos from the Pantera song, Smells Like Teen Spirit, and a few other, I think it was Failure. I did a little bit of a video from Failure. But also, if you guys go to our Facebook page, after you watch this review, we have on our Facebook page 3 full videos. We'll have Your Betrayal from Bullet for My Valentine. We'll have So Cold from Breaking Benjamin. And we have Nightmare from
we did one
Avenged Sevenfold.
Every band.
Yeah, we did a full song. On our Facebook page, there's a full song from every band. On our Instagram, it's just like little clips and pieces. But anyways,
I think one of the highlights, Breaking Benjamin. One of the highlights though was the end, where all the people from VIP came to the stage.
And they stood in front of the drums.
He got one of the a kid from the audience
and he got a couple on the other side.
Yeah. And he brought them on the stage, and him and the kid were singing the last song.
Yeah, which was the Diary of Jane. That was cool because he said that the kid had talked to him before the show, told him a story that really touched him, and that's why he brought that kid on stage. And then he went to the other side of the stage and he said, you know, I've seen you two singing every single song during our set. It was a couple, a guy and a girl, a couple. Yeah. So let's come and finish in the set with you guys singing the song on stage with me. So I thought that was super cool. And when he brought the kid on stage, I thought that was, like, I filmed a little bit of it and I put it on Instagram as well because I thought it was such a touching moment. Because I don't know what the story that the kid told him that really impressed him and touched him, to the point where he would bring the kid on stage for the last song.
Powerful story.
Yeah, so I'm sure it was, but it was a really touching moment. Breaking Benjamin, like I said, second time we see them, and to be honest with you, I even like them. No, but I like them more this time than I liked them the first time.
First time, they're like...
The first time I didn't know them as well as I know them now. Now I really know their music, so every song they played basically their greatest hits. Yeah. The only song that was missing from their set was the new one, the new single. That's it. If you don't count that new single they just released like 4 or 5 days ago, they play their greatest hits and flawless. Like, I mean, really well, good performance. Then Avenged Sevenfold comes on. They're the headliners, so they had their stage. It's funny they had the stage because that's the name of the album, the stage. But they had their own stage, and it's like really like cool with all these screens and the what would you call
astronaut.
it? The astronaut. The astronaut guy comes up and on top of the drummer, huge astronaut guy. They started. Avenged Sevenfold started with The Stage.
Yeah.
That was their first song, and they finished with Unholy Confessions,
which is a really good song.
Which is a song that I absolutely love. I was dying to hear that song, and I was so happy they played it.
The thing about Avenged Sevenfold was the first part of the set
was first part of the set was a lot heavier than the second part of the set.
Yeah,
I found that the second part of the set. It was still there. There was a lot of heavier songs, but they also went with a lot more. I wouldn't call it ballads, but a lot more softer stuff.
Yeah. I know that they did one song which was like a tribute to their old drummer who died.
Yeah, that was really cool. He passed away. The cool thing about when they did that song was that they had pictures and video of him playing in the screens in the background. I thought that was super cool, super touching, super emotional. They play that song. The song was written for him because of him passing, and then to have the pictures in the background, and not just pictures, but also
like
videos of him playing, and them goofing around backstage and stuff like that. It really shows that they were a brotherhood, and they lost that one brother. So that to me was a key point, because they didn't do that when we saw them opening for Metallica, because they were not the headliners. They had a much shorter set. So now here they played, I think it was 17 songs that they played, 17 songs. And so they were able to do this for their former drummer that passed away. So I thought that was super cool.
The thing, I like what you said though, like it was more, the ending parts were more softer until it got to Untold Confessions.
Unholy Confessions.
Unholy Confessions. And that, it was not, you know what, I enjoyed the softer parts at the end. It's just that they could have just spaced out like the harder.
Yeah, but I also think that they started. I agree with you. I think things could have been spaced out a little bit more, because they started with The Stage, then Afterlife was next, and then Hail to the King was next. So I mean, they could have spaced it out a little bit more, I guess. But it was a good set. It was a good set. It was a good performance. It was a good concert. Honestly, the echo was a little. The echo is not their fault; it's the venue. But I thought M Shadows was super
Someone
active.
threw a flag up there and asked him to sign it. And he's like, "You think
was it a flag? I thought it was a hat."
No, it was a flag.
Yeah,
like, you think this is a good time to you think this is a good time to ask me?
It was hilarious. The guy just throws him a Sharpie and something for him to sign, and he goes, "You want me to sign this now, like in the middle of the set?"
It's like, you think this is a good time?
You think this is a good time for this? And he signed it anyways, and he threw it back. I thought their performance was really good. Like I said, we saw them in the summer opening, but it was in a really big venue, really big. Like, we were really far away.
Yeah.
Now we were really close. Even though we were in the balcony, it felt like you were super close.
I didn't even have to zoom. Like, if I wanted to record it, you don't have to zoom.
No, you barely had to zoom. Like, they felt like if you stretch your arm, you could almost touch them. Obviously, you couldn't. But it felt that way because we're in the balcony, but the balcony is kind of like leaning towards the front, so you kind of feel like you're on top of the stage. I thought their performance was really good.
Yeah.
The guitar playing, man, like, Sinister Gates is just that guy, man. Like, he freaking kills the guitar. Like, he's so good with the guitar. It's just unbelievable. And
both guitar players were amazing.
Both guitar players were amazing. But and M Shadows, he's a really cool frontman, because, you know, wearing shades the whole night like he's in Top Gun or something, you know, with the hat backwards and the bandana. But he's always pumping the crowd. He's always talking to the crowd, getting the crowd really pumped up and whatever. Really cool. I really enjoyed it. I must say, I know I would go see all three bands again.
I would definitely, me too.
Definitely Breaking Benjamin, definitely Avenged Sevenfold.
I would want to go
Bullet For My Valentine, I'm a little bit on the
I
fence.
want to go see them again, because I want to check the set list before.
I agree with you.
I want to see more of the music.
I would go see Bullet For My Valentine again, but I would check their set list before buying tickets to see what they're going to put forward. Because this set list, I don't know, man. Like, there was 3-4 songs that I really like, but come on, if you have a short set of 8 songs, make it powerful. You have to include Scream Aim Fire. You have to include Temper. Those two have to be there. You know what I mean? That's just my personal opinion. All right, guys, we had a good time. If this tour is coming to a town near you and you like either one, I mean, if you're a big Breaking Benjamin fan or a big Avenged Sevenfold fan, I think you have to go. I really think you have to go.
Yeah.
If you're a big Bullet for My Valentine fan, I mean, their set is really short. I wouldn't go just for them. No. I mean, I would go if I want to see the other two and you get to see them by association. But I wouldn't go just for them. It's only 8 songs.
Maybe they're going to play the same songs they played to us.
I'm sure they will, because I checked the sets before and they played exactly the same stuff. So, all right, guys. Like I said, if they're coming to a town near you guys and you guys are fans of them, go see them. It was a good show. Overall was a good show. I mean, we had to deal with the echo, but overall was a good show. And if you guys want to get a feel for how the show was like, check our Facebook page for the full videos of 3 songs, 1 from each band, and check our Instagram, because I posted so many pictures and video clips of different songs, so you guys at least can get a feel for what the concert was if you're planning on going and seeing them.
Yeah.
All right? Okay, guys, come back tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to have a double header, 2 Canadian bands, 1 from Toronto, 1 from Montreal. I promise you guys are going to love these guys. And also some extra stuff. There's going to be 4 videos tomorrow. 4 videos tomorrow. Big day tomorrow.
Yeah.
So come back. See you guys.
See you guys.